Featuring Pop Staples and transsexual supermodel Tula. And now, listen, Ridley Park, Chula Vista, and all the rest of y'all, it's Arsenio!
Guest was born a boy, but now through surgery has become a woman. Yes. Please welcome transsexual supermodel Tula. Tula, you're taller than I expected you to be. You're a very tall woman.
Yes.
How tall?
5'12" without my shoes, but 6'4" with my shoes.
Wow. Okay, I like pumps, and I just wanted to see what kind of shoes you were wearing. At what point in your life did you realize that there was something different about what you felt inside?
I think it's sort of early as on sort of 4 and 5, actually, because I sort of didn't fit in, and my brother was sort of playing all the masculine games, and I wanted to sort of do all my sister's sort of games and things, so I felt sort of, what's wrong with me? And my dad was a very heterosexual man, and he was sort of pushing me into all the male things, but I just it didn't feel right.
Yeah. Did you ever have sex when you were a man?
As a heterosexual man, you mean?
Yes. Yes. Or sex of any kind?
Not really, no. I mean, I had a lady that, we were having sex lessons at school. She sort of took advantage of the situation. I mean, I sort of laid there and she sort of took over, but that was not to my pleasing. You know, I didn't sort of fit in, and I didn't sort of feel that was something I wanted to do. But, you know, I fancied men, and it was just strange to me. At that point in time, I just knew there was something different, so I had to run away and find myself, so I left for London.
Yeah, now that you've had the surgery, gosh, and if I'm overreaching, you let me know. Can you have an orgasm?
Well, I think like most women say, you know, it depends on the guy, really.
Oh, okay, yeah. Boy, you were born in England.
Yes.
The laws are a little different there. They look at this whole thing a little different, huh?
Very frustrating, because we're helped medically, but we're sort of stuck in legal limbo, and that's what my fight has been for the last sort of 8 to 10 years. I'm sort of helped medically, and at that point I'm stuck in legal limbo. I have no rights as a woman. And I took my case to Strasbourg with a fight against the British government, because I just feel, you know, people like, at the point that I had a successful career, and the tabloids, I'm sure you know what the tabloids are like here.
Yeah.
They're the same.
And I hear they're worse there.
They're horrible. And they sort of hounded me for 4 years and then printed my story, which was very unpleasant.
So you didn't want this to break?
No, not at all. It was a private situation that I got over, and I was helped. And it was sort of in my past. I didn't really want to sort of be public about it.
Yeah, well, what made you decide to do the Playboy layout? Because that's like a 360.
Well, that was much later, after I sort of got into the whole fight, and I had a relationship with an Italian that he sort of encouraged me to stand up and fight for the rights of people like myself, because in Italy, you know, once you've had surgery, you've got full rights as a woman. In Britain, we don't. And he sort of encouraged me to take that road. And then with that, I had a court case, and it was pending. And then my agent said, you know, would you like to do Playboy? And I just sort of felt, well, sure. I mean, it's all helping people understand about transsexuals, and we can, because people have these preconceived ideas about transsexuals. We're all sort of thrown into a box that we're sort of drag queens and transvestites, and we're not. You know, we don't sort of have hairy chests and we look like men in drag. So I thought, well, great. I came here and met Mr. Hefner, and he was sort of like quite supportive, and unfortunately they sort of didn't run it as they were supposed to initially, but they still ran it, and it was great. It was done in a sort of delicate manner, and I'm praying that one of these days we're going to see a playmate that's transsexual.
We'll take a commercial and come right back with Tula.
Las Vegas Video presents the hottest offer ever available on TV. For only $49.95, you get all 4 titles. That's over 5 hours of superior XXX feature film adult video entertainment. Your privacy is important, so when it comes to packaging, delivery, and billing, we'll guarantee your discretion. Explore the fantasy. Call now. 1-514-52X-XXXX. Or send check or money order. Major credit cards accepted.
CFCF 12 and Donald K. Donald invite you to enjoy the music of Andrew Lloyd Webber. You could be moved straight to London, England for a glorious London show tour package, courtesy of British Airways. Just send us a postcard with the name of one melody from a famous Andrew Lloyd Webber musical. CFCF 12 and Donald K. Donald will also give away 20 tickets for the August 23rd performance of the Broadway hit, The Music of Andrew Lloyd Webber. Surrender yourself to the music of the night.
And Charlie?
With golden honey.
Hello?
Crunchy cracked almonds and hearty whole grain oats.
Hello.
Honey Nut Cheerios is oh so irresistible.
Hi.
Honey Nut Cheerios. Maybe if your whiskers were a shade longer, this would set them twitching. Maybe then, just picked freshness would be enough. But to you, it's just rabbit food till you add the Kraft Rancher's Choice. Because Kraft adds the real fresh buttermilk that makes a salad taste so good. It's just rabbit food till you add the Kraft.
At Chrysler, we've been building cars in Canada for over 75 years. We built the world's first minivan in Canada. And we're building our revolutionary new mid-size sedans in Canada. And while we're proud of these engineering innovations, we're just as proud of the safety firsts we've introduced over the years. The first padded dash. The first 4-wheel disc brakes. The first shoulder harness. The first with airbags available on every car and minivan we build. And now the first cars to offer both dual airbags and the world's only built-in child seat. At a time when it has become fashionable to hop on the safety bandwagon, we thought you'd like to know who built the bandwagon. Because the more you know about how Chrysler builds cars, the more you'll want to drive one.
Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman, Richard Harris. Unforgiven.
I've always been lucky when it comes to killing folks.
Starts Friday, August 7th, in English and French at a theater near you.
Well, so everything, I mean, you have like a G-spot and everything.
It's in there, yes.
I read someplace where you said you never looked at your penis as a penis. It was an overdeveloped clitoris.
That's right. Well, it's much more gentle, you know. I mean, I sort of can't sort of face the fact that I had once a penis. I sort of feel it's much more gentle to say I have an overdeveloped clitoris.
Yeah. And weren't you a stripper at one time?
I did that, yes, for a while. I needed to make the money for surgery.
But how did you keep people from knowing, if you were a stripper, that you had a penis?
Well, I sort of tucked it away and Stuck it up my rosebud, actually.
Oh. Well, was it a real small penis? Because I'd have a hard time tucking mine away. You know? I mean, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be rude or nothing, but I would have to masquerade as a gas pump or something. I wouldn't be able to tuck it up nowhere, you know? But you were able to hide it.
Sure. It was uncomfortable. You sound as though you were very large.
I'm kind of just going for the joke, actually. But So you're about to get married?
I'm about to now, yes. Yeah. Later.
And what is your husband, well, first of all, what does he do?
He's just graduated in engineering, so he hasn't sort of started into anything but engineering.
Yeah, and how does he deal with all this? I mean, you're this public figure now.
Well, he sort of handled it very well. I expected him to sort of pull out at some point, but I'm amazed. And I love him more sort of for standing by me and what have you. And I've now come over here and I've settled in Atlanta, and I'm hoping he's going to find a job and like Atlanta like I do.
Yeah. Tula is like your modeling name?
Yes, it's Caroline Cossey.
Right. And when you were a boy, what was your first name?
Barry. Barry Kenneth.
Wow. You're a long way from Barry. So you're like a crusader for transsexuals now.
Well, it's just that I sort of got victimized, and I sort of felt, you know, at the point, as I said earlier, you know, with Glauco, he sort of helped me and encouraged me to sort of fight for a situation that I was in, and that was sort of being victimized. And so many people like myself get such a raw deal. So I'm trying to change the law in Britain. And I took my case to Strasbourg, and unfortunately I lost with 10 votes to 8. But I've now encouraged a pressure group called Press for Change, and we're lobbying the Home Office constantly and MPs, and we will get a change there, because it doesn't make sense that we're helped medically and then we're sort of stuck in legal limbo. You know, if the state said, oh, I'm sorry, we don't know what this condition is all about, transsexuals, you have to go elsewhere, fine, but no, they help us out, and then we're sort of stuck in legal limbo.
What's the best thing about being a woman?
Best thing about being a woman? I think the best thing about sort of being complete, the way I feel now, I've sort of got my mind and body in line and feeling all in one, but I don't know the best thing about being a woman. I mean, I don't know really.
Yeah. I mean, you just went through so much to become a woman. I figured there had to be some advantages. Weren't you concerned when you first thought about removing your penis?
Not really, no. It was something that, you know, I just couldn't feel I could function in a female in a manner and in a fashion that was something comfortable to me. So I just needed to have surgery to be able to function as a female, to sort of match my body and mind. So, no, I mean, too many men put too much importance on their penis, the size.
But how about the pain of removing one, you know? I mean, I would think, well, wow, that sounds painful. That would be my first thought.
It's just as painful sort of tucking it away and sitting on it.
Yeah, that's a good point, too. Well, thank you for coming by. This is the book. If you want interesting reading, go out and get it. This is Tula.